Hey everyone, Nubkeks here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. There's a bit of lag at the start of this video, but it does settle down, don't worry. But I got the... I did buy myself a Christmas present and got a few loot boxes and got enough shards to make the Valla skin. So I was kind of testing out the new Valla skin today. And I also realized that it's probably about time that I did one of my seasonal Valla videos. You know, she's my most played hero. I play her a lot. Yeah, I often do a video giving you a bit of a guide with her, but I haven't played her recently, and this is definitely the first time I played her in the new patch. So I was kind of figuring out some things as we go here. So we're on Cursed Hollow to start things off. I'm going for a Q build Valla, of course, which it is the best build overall. You'll sometimes go for W build, and more so certainly now than you would have last time I did a video on her, because they did nerf down the Q build a little bit. So I think the a W based build is very strong. It really depends, right? It really depends. The Q build gives you very strong dueling potential, very good against, you know, any dive heroes, very good at keeping yourself alive. It's got more burst damage, and it's very good at killing mercs. One thing that you'll notice, I actually think she's really strong on Cursed Hollow with this build, because it lets you shred through, in particular, the siege camp. Which wasn't something you could do before, right? Because the siege camp would hit you. Valla's incredibly squishy, so you'd be wrecked, right? There's no way you could do it. But now, because you can dodge all of their attacks, it actually opens up Valla to doing like basically what Greymane would do before, which is go solo those camps. She kills it very quickly, and that can actually open up a nice early game advantage, which is pretty cool actually. So I think there's a lot to be said for Q build here. Go for W builds when you want more like AoE damage and a bit more consistent teamfight damage. It does depend quite a bit, and then never auto attack build really. Of course, when I talk about her builds, I'm really talking about levels 1 to 7. Both heroics are good, and of course once you get level 13 and 16 are really flexible. You can choose nearly anything there. There's lots of good stuff on those particular tiers. Level 20 as well, plenty of good stuff there. Anyway, we're here kind of at the start of the game, so you can see I'm just roaming around soaking stuff up. We do have a Thrall who should solo lane. There we go, he's gone to the bottom. Alarak could as well, but we're kind of flexible in terms of where we go, at least at the start. So I went down, soaked bot for a bit, you know, covered it. Make sure we get that XP, because that's super important. You can see we're actually behind an XP. And now I'm coming over here, and you see we're doing the Siege Giants here. So I'm still not sure on the exact timings, right, of the different maps. Like, when's the perfect time to do different things? Still not sure on that, actually, to be honest. But I found in this game, like, this is a decent enough time to do it, kind of coming up to before the start of that first objective. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. So we come up, you can see you can do those siege camp. You do it really fast, and you don't lose any HP doing it. So yeah, Valla is actually very good in this particular patch, right? Very, very good. You won't be able to do this against other mercs, right? So that's a bit of a weakness. But on any map where you have siege giants, she's going to be very nice at that. I think Cursed Hollow suits particularly well, just simply because there's not all that much room for the enemy team to invade and stop you and things like that. They certainly can, but it's more difficult, and you can certainly see it coming because the map is so large. You can kind of tell that they're missing. You see the enemy team actually went and did bruisers in that time, so they're making use of their map presence as well. And then here we get tongued by the hack. It doesn't actually matter too much, and we're just focusing him down with some basic attacks. He does go into his stealth thing. We could potentially dive past, but it's very risky because Garrosh is there, right? So our goal is to not die to the Garrosh as much as possible. Would it be nice to kill the Haka, but it's not the primary goal. That's actually very important, right? Very important. When you're fighting over an objective, if you bring someone at 10% HP, if you just even bring them to low HP, that can oftentimes be enough of a victory in of itself, right? It can be a very large victory. Because if they're low enough and they don't have a heal available, they can't come and fight the objective. So it's not always necessary that you actually go and kill someone. Just getting them out of the fight can be good in of itself. Sure, you lose out on some XP from them being still alive, but it can be okay. I fat fingered that there. Kind of panicked when I saw the Garrosh coming, so I didn't fire off my Q. Now I know I'm dead here at this point. Once we get hit by the Garrosh, he interrupted our vault, unfortunately, and comboed us. So I do try to dive the Jaina at the very end, try to get in position, hit her with a Q, so go out with a bit of a bang, as it were. I think she would have died anyway to Muradin, but that was the idea there. You know, kind of die with some dignity, basically, is what I'm trying to do. Die with style. We're level 7 to level 7 though. Things are pretty equal here. I'm moving into this next tribute. Now, this next one we're pretty much going to give up. So you can see that's why I'm coming towards the bottom lane. You can look, we're nowhere near coming to that tribute on the map. It seems too hard to do. We had a lot of people down towards the bot lane, and there still is a siege giant camp pushing in here. So I'm actually not going to go up to that tribute. I'm going to focus on coming down bottom. Hanzo's pretty far forward, so we dive him, blow him up, and get ourselves a nice damage here. It's one of the things, right? Hanzo he does a lot of damage, but a lot of it is kind of poke oriented. And when we dive on top of him, we will like damage him, but Hanzo's still very scary. So you do have to be careful, but in that, I mean, I just kind of knew that would get him at least very low. And again, the goal wasn't necessarily to kill him, it was just to take a good trade, get him low on life and force him to maybe have to back out Hearthstone. He missed some XP, he missed some time in lane. That's a victory. We got the kill, which is nice, bit of extra XP, and it takes him a little bit longer to get back, but certainly in the early game, it's not like overly important. In this tribute, you're going to move up here, get a little bit of poke on the Garrosh. Anna plays pretty well this game. She's got some nice sleep darts. I think I break a few of them prematurely, which isn't great, but c'est la vie. So here, this is a tribute that very much favors us, and Hanzo is down bottom. So we've got very nice map position here. I'm not in a huge rush to get up. I'm going to prioritize killing that wave, push our wave into the tower so the enemy team loses that XP. Going to prioritize that over anything else. Unfortunately, missed that Q on the Jaina. But she does die nonetheless. Again, bear in mind, you can see Hanzo, he's coming from bot, he's only in mid now. He's coming up now, but he was very late to that fight, which is how he got such a lead and why we could go fairly aggressive. And you can see again, with 2 enemy heroes being dead, I'm moving over to the Siege Giants. We also have level 10, so I'm going, the enemy team can't realistically stop this tribute. I've got plenty of time to just come and do these Siege Giants, it's totally fine. We can get, you know, a little bit of extra value across the map from that. It's also kind of considering what heroic I'd choose. I kind of wanted to, I picked Strafe because I wanted to play with Strafe. I think they're both good here. Reign of Vengeance probably a little bit better in this game, but it's a small thing. Hanzo trying to interrupt and he gets killed. I think it's okay for him to delay. He's got a lot of long range poke and he has the ability to jump over walls. It's probably not worth his death, but you know, delaying, it could be okay. You know, get his team to level 10 a bit quicker, open up a bit more of that map. These are some of the things you definitely want to be considering. I do miss a few Qs in this game as the Valla as well, getting used to that new camera angle. It's not good to miss them, you want to hit them as much as possible. And here against Garrosh, yeah, our goal is not to get comboed. If we move in range and he hits us with a Q, we're going to be in trouble. He hits us there, we're actually able to run away. I think he tried to throw a minion instead. Minion's MVP, soaking that. But we do have to be careful of that sort of stuff. There I wanted to dismount the Garrosh, slow him down, actually got caught out. And now we're in some trouble because Alark did get comboed. And yeah, he's going to be taken out. I think I'm going to die here as well. Yeah, Hanzo's going to be able to kill us, I think. Yeah, it's just barely. It's a bit of bad luck. We actually almost killed him. In hindsight, probably should have dived that. Well, it's probably worth trying to survive that one because it was so close. But we could have probably traded equally there. Well, I mean, Alark was still going to die. In terms of my life, traded my life for the Hanzo. So we probably lose this tribute. We're out by a couple of things. Once we get level 13, I'll open up a lot more aggression because I'll be able to get heals off my Q, which is a big deal. It's a really big deal. That will enable me to be a lot more, a bit more aggressive, certainly. It's one of the real strengths of Valla as a hero. So, alright, here at this point, we're in a lot of trouble. Thrall might even be dead here. I'm trying to pressure the Jaina. That's my real goal here, is to scare off the Jaina. She's the one that will do the most damage now. Like you can see, it's kind of an exercise in futility. Our team should have been backing off, I think, sooner. As soon as Muradin gets caught and killed there's no way we can take it. I mean, it was already looking dodgy that we could fight that tribute, considering how many people were alive, how many were dead, and now I'm in some trouble. So right here, I was expecting more support from Anna, but there's no support to be had, and we get blown up by the Jaina. That was definitely a bit of an overextension by me. I was kind of expecting that Anna would be there with some more heals and some sleep darts and stuff like that, when she wasn't, so miscalculated that. And that's not good. That's a death that definitely hurts. Now, it's a death right after a tribute, so that doesn't take away too much. It does give up a little bit of XP, and definitely gives up some map control, like particularly around the bosses, I would say right now, with me being dead. That's the real danger. Unfortunately as well, we've got Thrall, who's soloing a camp, which isn't great. Luckily he's got some help here. But certainly I would say in this game, they want to be doing camps only with me there. You can see the problem is that because they brought Muradin down, we're missing kind of XP in a couple of lanes now, and Alarak gets dived and killed, so that's one of the big threats. With Alarak dying, this also makes it very dangerous to slow down this tribute, and this is the important one. We should have level 13 at least, right? But this one's important because this one gives the first curse of the game. So that could be a big, fairly big snowball if it goes through. Alarak is gonna respawn. Hopefully Muradin doesn't die there. Okay, he's popped his avatar already, but he's not died, so that's important. Trying to slow them down with some Qs to dismount. I don't think I actually hit her. But yeah, we just want to be careful here. This is actually really good. Ring of Frost is wasted right at the start. So you're just trying to walk around it, just trying to put out some damage as we go. Again, getting any damage on the Jaina is really valuable because that will push her off, make it more difficult for her to move forwards. That's a great arrow by Hanzo, stuns nearly the entire team. We're just kind of poking away. Jaina gets taken out, which is good. We're able to come in, do our Valla combo and help burn him down. And shooting that Garrosh a little bit. Now Garrosh is difficult to kill. There is actually a Garrosh bug at the moment as well. It might be in this game. I think when he gets an armor variable, it turns off his trait, which is a big problem. So there, Hanzo goes pretty far forward, so we're able to dive Hanzo, do some decent damage to him. If he was in position there, he might have been able to actually kill us. But yeah, when someone gets like negative armor, or even positive armor, like I think when Uther heals, he's going to be in some trouble. Hanzo actually plus 50 armor there from Uther, because Uther healed him when he was CC'd by Anna, so that was unfortunate. Anna's kind of getting mad and pinging me, but like, why didn't you dive Hanzo again? Like I mentioned earlier, that wasn't actually a situation where you wanted to dive Hanzo. Just because of the way the hero works and can jump over walls and has range, it's very risky to dive him, because he might be able to just poke us down while he outranges us. It's just not worth it, right? It's just not worth it. You could just back, like sure, he's on like 5% HP, however, kind of difficult to actually secure that kill. And you risk losing one of your heroes in return. In this case, I mean, Anna died, right? Trying to chase down Hanzo. You can just back off, take the objective, and then move in later. And that's like a safer way of doing things. Basically, diving after Hanzo there is an example of like a high risk, low reward play, right? What you get from killing Hanzo? A little bit of XP. Takes him a bit longer to respawn and defend. So it's definitely good. It's really good to kill him. But it's not amazing to kill him, and there's a very real risk that you lose Anna and or Valla. So yeah, it's just not risk reward. It just doesn't match up in terms of what you should be doing. Anyway, there we go. That's the first tribute. Now, first curse, I should say. We got their keep, which is really good, but we're still quite close in terms of XP. We're going to be in equal talent tiers. There's still bosses to play for. There's still a lot to play for here in this particular game. See them just kind of lurking outside this vision range. Don't want to go in and give them vision for no reason. I can just wait a couple of seconds to dodge it. That's something that's very underused. It looks like they're moving in through the bottom here, and there is a possibility now at this point that they might come and invade our boss. Might happen. And this is a very dangerous part in the game for us. We want to be fairly safe. That's a nice ambush, nice kill by our team. I'm going back to get some mana. They actually did go and invade here. That's actually a bad call for me. We should definitely do our boss first. Going for our boss first is the much smarter move, right? We want to secure our boss, then we can use our boss pushing to go take their boss, which is a real big problem because they basically have to defend theirs. If they don't, it's a boss onto core. So when they defend it, that means the bottom boss might even take that keep, so it'll be 2 keeps up, so it should be pretty good. This is a dangerous part of the game though, because there is the real possibility at this point. Now it's gone really well for us because we just got some kills, but there is a real possibility that if we don't do this fight right, if we lose a fight, the enemy team could get a curse, they could get 2 bosses, and the game could snowball then against us, right? It could radically swing. However, winning this fight is really good. You gotta come down here again, because they're all dead. There's really no pressure in terms of actually like going and fighting this boss. We can kind of take our time. So actually just prioritizing killing that siege camp there. The big goal is to get to this tribute, right? Which would be a curse for the enemy team. We want to deny that for sure. So that's the thing to look for, which is why I'm pinging that there. So we've taken the boss, which is great. The tribute's activating, so we want to come up, grab the tribute, then we can maybe look at the second boss. We'll see how they deal with this first one, which is again pushing on their keep. Probably going to be a second keep for us. And then we'll be in a really nice map position with catapults pushing 2 opposite lanes. That opens things up a lot for us to perhaps set up some good macro plays to deal with the fact that the enemy team is on curse point. Also the fact that we've got all of our forts does protect us somewhat as well. And you can see we're just lurking here expecting something of an invasion to hack us down bottom, fighting off that boss, which is good. Thrall's looking for something. Okay, cool. And you see, this is a big mistake by the enemy team. They've gone to defend the boss at their keep. What does this mean? It means that we're basically getting theirs for free, which is a disaster for them. What they ought to do is just leave Dahaka to fight that boss down there, and then the others come up to defend up top. And Dahaka can burrow in if we actually commit to a fight. That's what they ought to be doing. So they're in a pretty rough spot now. Uther burning Divine Shield just to keep himself alive. Yeah, we're able to push forwards here, getting good damage down on Uther. We just pick him off with, I think it was the strafe actually secured the kill. I'm kind of moving forwards here a bit as well, pushing through. Yeah, at this point, it's basically game at this point with this boss coming through the top. It's almost impossible this late in the game to defend it properly, you know, to be able to defend the boss while also killing the enemy heroes. You kind of have to focus the heroes and the boss is getting free hits in. Very, very hard to do. Been a little bit greedy here diving in. We do go down, but we're able to proc the Manticore off Dahaka and get him killed. Boss is still on core now. Shields are about to go down. And yeah, I don't see him being able to fight this off now at this point. Hanzo versus Muradin. The greatest duel of all time. Yeah, it's going to be the end of the game. I thought it was like an interesting game though on Valla. I'm really excited to actually play her some more now on this current patch. I think it's pretty cool. Sort of the opportunities that certainly the Q build opens up in terms of doing mercs is a pretty big deal. And even, she's even good against mercs with any build. Need more backup with other ones. But yeah, that's something that you definitely want to be doing, right? And I think this patch actually suits her really well. So there you go, guys. That's a look at Valla in this particular patch. And some of the sort of a bit more of an aggressive playstyle, I suppose. So I hope you enjoy that one. I'll show you the talents and stats here at the end as well. But yeah, she's good. And the skin's great. I like the skin. I'm happy I got my Christmas skin. There we go. So stats, you can see stats fairly standard enough. We died a fair bit in this game. I don't feel it was to be helped that much. And there's the talents as well. So yeah, see you guys all next time for more. Have a good Christmas. And yeah, talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.